Hi there, so just a little quick video for you on prepping. For me, prepping is key to staying on track with your food. So what I do is usually on a Sunday and then again on a Thursday, I have my prep done for a few days. Now most things will keep in the fridge for up to 5 days, okay? So you can prepare your meat, you can prepare your vegetarian, tofus, things like that. You can prepare your carbs, you can prepare your fruits and vegetables as well. So I tend to, as I say, on a Sunday, it's kind of my little ritual. I go into the kitchen, I spend an hour, which then saves me masses of time during the week, masses of time. So it's really, really worth doing it. Take my glass of wine, put some music on, and I just do my prepping. So if I'm cooking a roast dinner or something like that, it's just as easy to add a few extra bits and cook. Also, I hate waste. So at the end of the week, coming towards the end of the week before I do my shop, I'm going to have a look in the fridge, see what's sort of going on the turn, and then when I cook it, it's going to give it that little bit of extra life and let it last for a bit longer. Now, I haven't got a lot of cooked veg today because it's summer, so I've got more salady sort of stuff, but if it's the winter, I do a lot of cooked veg as well. So I have sort of blanched broccoli, carrots, things like that I can just pop into the pan and sort of almost reheat very, very quickly, which makes life a lot easier. So first of all, let's just show you down here the prep that I've done. So you'll see there it's all in the Tupperwares ready to go into the fridge. So first of all, I've got some hard-boiled eggs. This is protein. We know that 2 eggs is 1 red, so we don't need to actually measure that. 2 eggs being 1 red. And I've got some hard-boiled eggs here. In the shell, they'll last for about 5 days. Out of the shell, they'll last for 2 or 3 days, okay? And we just grab these as snacks. So this is kind of for the family as well. My husband will often just grab a Tupperware and pop a few bits in to take to work. So it makes his life a lot easier as well and saves him a fortune on London prices. So what I've got here is I've also got some turkey mince. And this is kind of one of my staples, one of the things I absolutely love. So I do my turkey mince in Cajun spices. I'll add that into wraps to go onto pizzas. Because I do make my own pizza bases, or you can use a really thin wrap pizza base. That's really nice as well. And also in pasta. So this is absolutely brilliant. I also always have marinara sauce prepped in the freezer. So there's a recipe on the Fix8 channel for the marinara sauce. It's so much better for you than buying a jar. I usually make a big batch of that every couple of weeks, freeze it, and then you can use that for your pizzas and your pastas, put it on chicken and things like that. Here's some cooked chicken. Okay, so I made a roast chicken yesterday and I had some left over, but I've also cooked up some chicken breasts because we eat quite a lot of chicken in this house. And then what I'll do is I'll just pop that into my container and into my red, measure it out, and then I know I've got my chicken. In fact, I'm going to leave that on so I can just show you how I plate that up. So that's my proteins. What I've also got is tuna in cans, and I've got some frozen cooked prawns in the freezer, which take a few minutes to defrost. So that's like 5 proteins there that I've got that I can choose from throughout the week. Okay. Here are my carbs. I've got some brown rice with quinoa, which I've just cooked in some chicken stock. I had some leftover potatoes. Most of the time I will do sweet potato, but I had some leftover potatoes from yesterday, so I'm not going to waste those. They're going to go as well as one of my carbs. And I've got some pasta here, wholemeal pasta cooked, ready to go. As I said, I've got mainly uncooked vegetables and salads because it's the summer. So in here I've got my sugar snap peas. I've got a little bit of cooked spinach. I know there's only a tiny bit there because I've already eaten some this morning for my breakfast. But I often cook the spinach in garlic salt with a little bit of butter, get that cooked up. That tastes really, really yummy. And I'll have that in the morning with my eggs, with some poached eggs. Or just pop that in if I'm cooking some pasta or stir fry. I know that spinach only takes a few seconds to cook anyway, it doesn't take long, but the reason I often cook it, have it like this, is really to save space, so it's already cooked and it's in a smaller container. Okay, got some lovely tomatoes there to snack on, and my salad. If you take the salad out of the bag, put it into a Tupperware, it's going to last an awful lot longer, so I highly recommend doing that. As soon as you open the bag, pop it into an airtight container and it's going to last an awful lot longer. Some carrot sticks. And then often I will also portion out some fruit, so that is what I'll take with me today in my container. I know it's in a green, it should be in a purple, but it's the same size. The purple and the green are exactly the same size. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I prep my overnight oats. because I'll usually have 2 or 3 jars of these in the fridge as well. Some people have these for breakfast. I like to have them more as a dessert, so I'll have them after my lunch or after my evening meal. So in here I've got half a yellow of uncooked oats, okay? Now that equates to 1 yellow. So if they're cooked, you fill it to the top. If they're uncooked, you only fill it halfway. That's your portion size. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to pour that in to our jar. And then I've got half a purple, so half of fruits. And I've got frozen fruits. And the reason I like to use the frozen is, first of all, I like to eat the fresh ones, as they are. Second of all, I think the frozen give off this nice syrupy water once they start to melt. And that actually sweetens your overnight oats beautifully. Now you can, at this point, use yogurt. But yogurt is a red. And because of the amount of exercise I do, I prefer, because I eat quite a lot, I prefer to save my my proteins for meats and fishes and things like that. So I will usually use almond milk, and I think this tastes absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to grab my almond milk. Now each day you can swap up to 250 ml of almond milk for 1 teaspoon. In a lot of the information that you get, it does say it's a yellow. It's not, it's a teaspoon. It's been recategorized, if that's the right word. So I'm going to fill this up to 250, and I'll explain what I do with that. So adding into my overnight oats, just to kind of get a little bit of, I'd say probably just over half a yellow, should probably be enough liquid, but you can always add a little bit more if you want to. So I've poured that in. I'm going to give that a good stir up. Okay, and just make sure that that is enough liquid. It should be just about enough, but you'll get a rough idea. You've got to remember those oats are going to soak up some of that liquid, but also that your fruits are going to produce some more liquid. So I'd say maybe just a little drop more in there, but not too much because I don't want it too runny. Okay, so just a little drop more in there. That now will sit in my fridge. And all the oats will soak in that beautiful almond milk and the fruit. You can give it a little shake as well if you like. And then when I come to eat that, I know in there, you could even go so far as to label it. That's half a purple, 1 yellow, and you've used a little bit of an ounce of your teaspoon, of 1 teaspoon. And then the rest of this I'll keep in the fridge. I can add it to my coffee or to my shake later on. So I'm going to use that throughout the day for my almond milk. And that's my 1 teaspoon allocation. Okay? So let me show you now how easy it is, once I've done this prep, how easy it is for me to prepare my meal. I can either do this straight onto the plate, or I can do this into a pan and heat things up. So here's my plate. First thing I'm going to do is grab my red, okay? And in this instance, I'm going to use the chicken. So I'm going to pop some of that chicken. Sorry, I'll show you in just a minute. It also gives you an idea of portion size while I'm doing this for you. So there's my chicken in my red, as long as the lid fits, okay? I'm going to pop that onto the plate. Now these containers are slightly deceptive because that looks fairly small, right? But now I want you to have a look at this chicken on the plate. There is a fair bit of chicken there, easily a good portion of chicken there for you to eat, okay? In fact, when I first started doing this, I found, and I eat a lot, I found some of the containers were, some of the containers were pretty big once you get them out on the plate. Here's my yellow again. I kind of freaked out when I saw that because I thought, really, is that all? But actually, you fill that up. Let's do pasta actually, because pasta's rice. There's tons of rice on this. We do pasta, and I'll show you just how much pasta you actually do get into this. Okay, if you're using something like a fusilli or the penne or something like that, there is quite a lot of pasta that you can get into this container. Okay, now the lid will fit on. Okay, as long as the lid fits on, you've got it. That, again, is a really good portion of pasta. And then I'm going to grab my green, and I'm just going to show you again a portion of salad in a green, or a vegetable in a green, lid on. That is my plate of food. That's 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 green. And then I might add a little dressing or something on, which would then equate to a purple. Sorry, I beg your pardon, would then equate to an orange, okay? So you get the idea of how much food you can actually get through this. So the portion sizes are really, really good. And so don't be put off by the size of the containers, because when I first saw that yellow, as I say, I did have a little bit of a freak out thinking, is that it? And now I just find that there is so much pasta and so much rice. I mean, the rice, you get tons of rice on a plate. So either you pop that out and you make that in your nice cold salad, or you can stick all of that with some vegetables into a pan and make a stir fry with your rice. But do you see how quick and easy that is when you get home now? So you get home, you'll literally chuck it into your container, put it onto your plate, and there's your meal, it's done. So that like extra hour on a Sunday in the kitchen is amazing. And I've got it, you know, my kids will eat that. My kids will eat if I then put that chicken with some of the marinara sauce, with some pasta, kids are gonna eat that. So it's really easy to make family friendly food by prepping. What I will also do is go quite often onto the Fixate channel and start to look at the recipes on there. And I'll make those recipes for the evening meals, because these we tend to have more for lunches. Although again, some evenings, if I'm working, it's easy and nice and quick to do those pastas, as I said. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a little bit more of an idea of how I prep. Some people will prep a meal, the same meal, every day. And there is a video on that Autumn does on the Fixate channel. On the 21 Day Fix. I think it's in the program materials. And she does the same meal every day. I prefer to have a little bit of a mix and match, to be honest, because it depends on my mood, how I'm feeling, what I want to eat. So I will do that. I'll do it this way, but obviously everybody is different. And there's my little overnight oats. I normally do 2 or 3 of these and have those in the fridge ready for my husband to take to work for his breakfast, or for me to have as my afternoon snack. So as I say, hopefully that's given you a little bit more of an idea of prep, and you can get started with your prep today or tomorrow or whenever. But as I say, it's really worth going through your fridge at the end of the week or in the middle of the week, taking any of those things that look like they're going slightly off, you know, your kind of vegetables looking a bit limp, and revive them by cooking them, and then you can use them for the next few days because they will then last a bit longer. Okay, have fun. Bye.